Begin! Try to catch up. Hello, it is me, We Anime or Anime We. I'm here to bring you part 3 of What If Deku Had an Explosion Quirk. Now, this is my second time recording, once again, but only on the first, on actual part 3. My audio messes up a lot. Well, my mic does. It's not the audio. It's my mic. I need to. Well, actually, it's just the one. As you may or may not know, uh, I use like earbuds to record my stuff. Right. I use earbuds to record my stuff. Sorry for repeating myself. Right. Okay. So yeah, my one mic might just be blown up, like just done for. So I'll continue. I'll use this one for recording, hoping it will stay okay. Now, given there's no promises, but hey. Uh, um. Right. Okay. Today we're going over the UA Festival, UA Sports Festival. Okay? Sorry. I got choked on something there. I think just air, honestly. Y'all ever do that? It's the craziest experience that you'll ever, like, have, like, by yourself. Unless you just go off, walk in the woods, like myself. Anyways, kind of on a time crunch. It's getting dark. And it's getting colder by the second. So, I'm gonna try to hurry this up. Okay, so let me get a drink of water and then we can get into this, like officially. All right, so Izuku at the very moment is blasting ahead everyone else, just blasting ahead after Todoroki would freeze everybody and get the head start. Izuku would explode it, the ice around his feet and multiple others' feet to blast out and catch up to Todoroki along with his brother, who are in a heated relationship right now. They're not happy with each other. They don't like each other. It's mostly that Katsuki, Bakugo, is jealous or envious. No, he's very cocky, as we all know, right? And so, with that being the case, he's gonna. Well, I explained it last part very well, I believe, in the fact where he is putting himself on a pedestal even without anybody else doing so. He's thinking he's better than his brother, he's better than everybody else, like he does in canon. He's a very cocky, arrogant person who has a very high ego. And you know what happens when people's ego gets broken that has a high ego? They go down very quickly, okay? Very quickly. Anyways, doing quite well in the race currently, Izuku would actually be in first place, while Todoroki is behind him, and then Bakugo. See, Izuku would be staring ahead, and then turning back quickly, and still moving very quick because he's using his full contact like method, where he also is like exploding from his feet, like boosting himself, like from his hands, well, his palms, and his soles of his feet. Using this, he's going way quicker than his brother, right? And everyone else. Until he goes splat into a onto like a 0 pointer, right? He just goes splat, like you know how a bird will just hit a window and then just fall. Well, Izuku isn't falling. He would grab on after just slamming straight for like face first into it and say, "Okay, fine then, let's play this game. Full contact." A massive plume of smoke and the impact of the explosion, a huge explosion would just plume out and create a massive hole, like 9 by 9, like 9 in width and 9 in height feet. Like it's that big. He like just boom, just he was tired of it. He wasn't dealing with this. He wants back in first place. So after doing the full contact explosion, he would boost himself, blast up, and then boom, get on going. At the very moment, he has been passed by a couple people, but not a lot. About 5 or 6, right? I swear if any of you thought I was going to say those two stupid numbers, you were wrong. It's, we all know the numbers, okay? We all know it. Okay, anyways. So, after blasting off again, rocketing forward now, heading to the finish line, he would pass those people one by one by one. But yeah, he would be stuck behind Ida, who would be at third place currently. But yet, he can't get past him. He's going faster than him, which isn't surprising. His entire deal is speed. Sorry for the background noise. I'm just looking around. I swear, I know you can hear my chair. I'm sorry. I'll stop leaning on it right now. But either way, going forward in this moment, he would be thinking, I'm stupid. And then, still blasting off with his feet, moving forward, he would take his hands, mostly the first two fingers of your hand, like actual fingers. Thumbs aren't fingers, by the way. The pointer finger and the middle finger, and put them at his sides, like a little bit, like nearly middle of the ribs, and just like with explosions, rip them like his shirt, the UA uniform, like sports uniform, ripping it, and then the openings, like where his skin is showing, would start to spark and crack, and then glow, and then boom, like exhaust pipes of a car, just boom, and then boom, boom, boom. He would be using his technique called Jet Fang. And his entire basis is, I'm going to need some type of way to catch up to villains with a speed quirk, and I'm catching up. I'm he's using this as an idea of his full contact method, but more. Okay? Just boom. It hurts his ribs, don't get me wrong, but he's done it so much to where there are basically like calluses, quotations throughout that, like where he usually does it. So he doesn't really feel the pain right there. So yeah, kind of makes sense. I have calluses. I did taekwondo, like martial arts, like a year ago. I quit from now on. I did do it for a little bit, and kicking the bag and then just striking, and yeah, you kind of grow a little bit in like your pain tolerance in those two areas, like on the fist, like knuckles, and like in your like shins and your foot. So yeah, I know what it is. I've dealt with it. I don't know about your all's experiences, but it does happen. A lot of people get them from walking a lot in like bad shoes. I have that experience as well. Not bad shoes, but worn out and just walking a lot, sweating and stuff like that will get you calluses on like your heels, like your big toe on like the side to your other foot will get a callus. I am probably going in way too depth of a reason, so I'm gonna shut up there. Um, yeah. So blasting off, finally passing Ida, and then catching up to Todoroki, who is still in second, and then catching up to his brother, and then rocketing past uh, Bakugo, just rocketing past, and he would smile and say, "You're too slow," as he would then blast off, going over the minefield, and then over the I don't like the ledge area, like where the platforms are, where everyone jumps over. I don't know what's actually called. Like the area actually is called. I have no clue. But yet he would just rocket past there in an arcing way, and he would try to like stop himself. But yet in Jet Fang, he's going way too fast, and he doesn't really know how to stop yet. He hasn't figured that out. Like he hasn't figured out the right motion to stop without like hurting his shoulders. Like in a fight, any pain is going to be detrimental. So if he can like figure out a way to actually stop, uh, that would be great for him. But yet, the only way he's actually figured out how to stop right now is crashing onto a softened area. This isn't going to be soft. It is hard ground, like concrete or something. He just said, "I'm going to try to cushion my blow." The crash. So as he would turn, well, not turn, but go farther down, Midnight would be there at the end of it, right? Looking up, and she would say, aren't you gonna land? And Izuku would yell out and say, I'm trying. And then, well, he would crash going through like the finish line, and he would kind of just roll like roughly. He would lay there, similarly hurt, but hey, he's gonna go for it. Oh, my back. Yep, I'm just gonna lay here for a moment. And Midnight would walk over and say, um, do you need help? Please. She would reach down her hand. He would grab it. He would, with her help, get up. But yet, he would, like, kind of lose his balance. And it's clearly to tell, like, bro is actually tripping. Right? Bro's tripping right now, dog. So he would, like, try to, like, catch himself. The only thing in front of him is Midnight. So, like, he would trip and face first into her chest area. Yeah, just face first into the chest area, instantly getting out, like, and looking away, like, looking down, just embarrassed. Midnight would say, "Oh, it's okay. I know you didn't do it on purpose. Porpoise. Yeah. Dolphin joke. Yeah, they're weird. I know. Sorry. Listen, it's okay." And then, yeah, time skip. The next event. where Izuku would have the highest amount of points in a single headband. See, right now, everyone, well, out of Izuku's eyes, is most definitely going to target him. And the easiest way he could think of, just moving around, getting out of the way, is to just make a two-man team, which is the limit you're allowed to do at the lowest. The highest is like four, I think. Maybe I read this in like fanfic or something. I don't remember. But yeah, he would look around, get a lot of offers to himself to like, hey, you want to join our team? And there would already be like three members. That would be too much. So he said, no, but if I can't find any, and you don't have another member, I'll come join you, okay? That would be a lot of the offers to him. Then he would see a person, actually two people, that he might be able to do this with. These two would be talking, clearly in a team. Just themselves, just the two of them. Izuku would walk over and say, hey, can I join? The one would say, yeah, why not? Come on. The other would say, alright. These two being Hitoshi Shinso and Fumikage Tokoyami. And Dark Shadow. Yeah, not leaving him out. But yeah, these two, well, these these four would be the team that Izuku would join. Right? Sorry for going quiet. Just looking. Anyways, yeah. Joining this team, figuring out a plan. Like, Izuku's clearly going to get targeted for his headband, right? So Izuku's plan is, yeah, we're going to go in the air. What? Yeah, we're going to go in the air. We're going to rocket up. Like, blast up. Because I really want to put on a show. Okay? That's like my entire, like, gimmick. Wait. You're a performance, man? No, it's like, like fighting, and it's kind of like a show. Oh, okay. I get it now. Whatever. Or you're aura farming. Yeah, kinda. That's an old ass term, dude. Aura farming? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Anyways, yeah, so we're gonna aura farm. The two emo kids and the number one in the last event is gonna team up. Yeah, why not? Sure, why not? But my question is, how in the world are you gonna carry us both? Kind of like bags. What? Like under my arms, like you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. And then a little bit later, we can see these three in the air. Izuku is holding both of them under his arms like a bag. I mean, like, I'm not joking. He's legit, like, having them under his arms and just, like, rocketing around the best to his ability with just his feet. And, like, everyone else has too big of teams to do anything to him. Like, even if they do send attacks, like, Izuku will just dodge. Like, he's fast enough. And plus, they're kind of both turned around, like, in different ways, to where they'll just notice the attack before they get, like, anywhere near him, so Izuku can just move out of the way. Yeah, this is a great tactic. Anyways, yeah, that they would get into the finals with this also. They would move on. They would get like Still the highest points, even though they didn't really get more headbands, they would still get theirs, and that would make them into the final thing, the one-on-one fights, where these teams would have to go one-on-one with each other. Well, not the teams. The people in the teams would have to go one-on-one with each other in a series of fights. And, well, here's the first one. I'll let President Mike, well, introduce them. All right, folks. Here is our first fight of the first round. Well, first fight of the... You get my point. And the first one to enter. The brainwashing menace of Class 1A. Hitoshi Shinso. Woo! Let's go! Like you would hear the crowd of Class 1A and his friends in Class 1B and all the other students that would be there, like cheering him on, like, yeah, let's go! And then his opponent is the man who's gonna put on a show, Izuku Bakugo. You would hear less, honestly, but a lot from the crowd, like the actual civilians that's there, and you could hear clapping from the heroes, like, oh yeah, this guy, the number one in the first event. Okay, okay. Even though they would still think he's kind of cowardly because of his entire tactic of the second thing, it was still smart, and it would show them that he could fly with two people in his hand, legit, kind of in his hand. So it would show them that he could do this quite well. He has great control of his quirk and a different usage of his quirk than his brother. Even though they would have the same quirk and the same ability, the same, they could use it the same way, but they aren't. They're using it their own separate ways, right? And so, I should probably explain a couple things because I don't believe I explained it in the last part. It's a pretty self-explanatory reason, explanatory reason. Izuku and Hitoshi are friends, and they went to the same high school with each other. They actually became friends quite quickly. They knew each other. They knew each other, so they're friends, right? In last part, we saw Tokoyami and Izuku become friends, quite good friends. They would talk, and well, they worked together quite good in that fight. So they're good friends. They were, and plus they're in class with each other all the time, so it's kind of hard not to be friends with them, right? Anyways, yeah, they're friends. Pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, I mean it's kind of hard not to explain that these two are friends. Kind of odd and kind of an odd pairing, but hey, it works. It works. They like each other quite a bit. Now pause. Now unpause. Okay, now you can press play. Oh, you already did. So I don't know, man. Izuku would know uh, Shinso's quirk, right? He would know it. He knows it. Brainwash. It's quite a self-explanatory quirk, right? Quite easy to get down with. Like, okay, okay. You could just talk to somebody, and if they respond, you brainwash them for a couple minutes, which, given a minute is quite a while, especially in a hand-to-hand fight. See, at this current moment, before the fight would actually officially start, Shinso is trying to make a deal with him, with Izuku, right? Just a plain out hand to hand fight, so that they're both technically even though Hitoshi, well, Shinso would have the scarf with him, which is allowed. He was allowed to use it. Okay. Actually, I don't believe you would actually be able to use it, but for this case, I'm gonna let him use it. Okay. I'm gonna let him use it, even though I don't believe you actually can use it. I don't think you could bring. Yeah, because Ida got disqualified for using an outside thing. Yeah, I believe. I don't believe you can use it. But hey, we're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna just say, yeah, they allowed it. Why not? Actually, no, no, no. Even though it's like his entire deal, besides like brainwash. You know what? No, he can't use it. No using it. So yeah. Anyways, still wanting the one-on-one fight with Izuku and using just a hand-to-hand type of style. Izuku would give a thumbs up and a nod, not responding back to any conversation, but yet agreeing to this fight. And then it would begin. Both of these, uh, both of them would run at each other quite quickly, showing that they are physically strong, even though they don't really look like it. I mean, Izuku would have a bigger like mass than Shinso, but yet he's not like considerably big, like compared to like his other like compared to his classmates. He's not entirely that big, right? Like muscular big is what I mean. Um, Now that other thing, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why. Anyways, yeah, you get my point. He would, they would get a lockup, like they'd both like block their each other's hits, and then they would both try to go for a kick, but yet they would go for the same leg, and then that wouldn't really work. They kind of just kick each other like in an exchange, and then they would back up from each other, and then go back in, and they would start trading blows, kind of like All Might and the Nomu, just trading blows back to back, just pow, 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 and eventually they would get back, like stand back from each other, kind of circle around, like a full 360 like thing, and then they'd kind of grapple again, trying to sweep each other, and then Izuku would duck back, like get back, and then like dash, like ghost stepped forward. Okay, I don't know, like a dash, but like a couple inches, like a leap, not a leap, like a yeah, kind of like a dash, but not like a sprint, like a legit step up, like a lunge. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, he would get up in his face, do like a halfway Spartan kick to like the gut. Who would That would like kill, like, even though Shinso would kind of like tank it in a way that still hurt. And then Izuku would do like a Black Widow's like move where kind of like a float over like turtle whirl in like wrestling, like a luchador type deal where they would kind of just like float over them in a way and get like a head scissors and then like just turn, like spin around a little bit and then like throw them out like over them, like if you know wrestling, a hurricane rana. Okay, kind of like a head scissor like spin. Okay, but I feel like a lot more people would know Black Widow's like head scissor. In like a lot of the movies she's in, she'll like float over head scissors and just like take him down, like a takedown. Okay, that's basically what he would do. Landing on his feet, jumping up, reeling back his left fist, bringing it down, boom, hitting the concrete. This would this would break his left hand, but given he would not break it, okay, he would kind of like just crunch. He would look at it like, oh, grit his teeth. He would in his head say, grit your teeth," as then he would like dodge out of the way of Hitoshi's like next like punch, and then out of the next kick, and then he would kick him in the back of the right knee. That would send him to his back, and then just boom with his knee into his like gut, just boom, 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 over and over again, and then picking him up and just like a choke slam, boom. No, I'm joking, not to choke slam. But yet just getting down, just boom, boom, just punching him down again, just grabbing him by the head, slamming it to the ground, and then that would knock Shinso out. And Izuku would be declared the winner via knockout. Now, we're going to time skip. The rest of the fights would be as in canon. And so, with that being the case, Izuku would be fighting Todoroki. They would have their talk and before the fight, right? Where Todoroki would explain a lot about his past and why he won't use the ice, but that's not use the ice, not use the fire side. And Izuku would say about the same stuff that he would say in canon, where listen, it's your quirk. I don't believe your quirk is ice and hell flame, right? Okay, it's not. Okay, cool. It's just half hot, half cold. Is your name Endeavor, whatever his real name is, saying no again? Okay, okay. So by that logistics, it's your quirk. Get that through your head. And by the way, I'm here to put on a show. So don't hold back. And he would walk away getting stalked by Endeavor. Endeavor would say, make sure to get Totoro, my son, Shoto, to use the fire side. Izuku saying, listen, that's what he talked about me. What he just talked to me about. And I'll try my best. Okay? But yet, I'm not going to guarantee it. And he would walk away. Now, the same introduction for Izuku and, well, the same introduction as in canon for Todoroki. They would stand off against each other, both glaring at each other. Well, Todoroki is more or less just the one glaring in this moment. And it would begin. Izuku would blast up as quickly as could, dodging a wall of ice and getting in Todoroki's face, cupping his hands together and saying, imploding flash. And then it would glow a core, like a core in a, like a boom boom, just would get made and then boom, it would explode, imploding flash. And it would just blind Todoroki. Who would understand this and close his eyes, but not quick enough to where it would still have the same effect of temporarily blinding him, but yeah, it wouldn't stay forever. And with this being the case, Izuku would grab under Todoroki's right arm and throw him over, well, himself, to the other side with explosions boosting him even farther than he would go in reality, sending him almost to the other side, about halfway to the other side. And then he would boost up, get ready, reel back his right palm, and then boom, right in the face. just slapping him across the face, and then you with explosions, just boom, and then that would kind of just spin, turn Todoroki inside out, making him spin, and then he'd crash on the ground onto his right shoulder, like hard. It was like that was not like fun. Like maybe he dislocated it, but yeah, it's hard to tell for the crowd. But in reality, he actually did dislocate his right shoulder. Yeah, right. So his ice side shoulder is dislocated. And he's like, "Ow, okay." Even though he can still use his quirk, he can't use his right arm for now. Stomping, creating a massive wall of ice that, well, it was quite easy to dodge. But he would, not Todoroki, Izuku would go in the air. No, I'm joking. He's not spinning. But yeah, he would blast down. As he would do so, he would yell, "Hey, how about we get serious for now? How about we do that, huh? Let's get serious, Todoroki. Let's show your old man what you can actually do. Come on! Use your fire side. Fine, you asked for it." A massive flame would alight the left side of Izuku. And Izuku would realize, oh, maybe I'm biting off more than I can chew. But screw it. Let's do it anyways. Let's play the game. I'm here to put on a show. So, and so these two moves would connect with each other, causing a massive shockwave. Todoroki's Flash Freeze Heat Wave, I believe it was. I believe that's its name. And Izuku's, well, Izuku would say, Colliding Rumble! And both of these moves would connect with each other. And then the massive concrete walls from Cement Toss would be made to lack, like, to try to cradle the, impact. But yet, the glass would shatter. Just the entire arena would like shake from the impact. But yet, what would be happening would be way different than you would think. Both of these boys would be knocked out of the arena. Todoroki is at like the actual arena, like down at the bottom, while Izuku has been launched up onto the roof, knocked out, and sliding down it. Even though he would be cratered in, he would try to stand up, but yet finally catching his Z's in this moment, going unconscious. And then he would fall off the roof. Oh, everyone would be like, how did he get there? Did he legit get launched up there? And yes, he did, folks. But luckily being caught by a hero. Luckily. Right? Getting caught, getting brought back down to the ground, getting handed to the medics. These two would be forced to both, forfeit the tournament. So the final fight would be Bakugo and Tokoyami, which we all know how that goes in canon. So Bakugo and his massive ass ego would grow a little bit more. Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. That's where I'm going to end it here for today, folks. And I hope to see you all next time. Roll the dice. Hope you all enjoyed the rest of your day, night, afternoon, evening. Hope you all enjoyed the video mostly of all. And I hope you all come back for the next one. Anyways, Roll the dice. Bye bye.